So let us discuss the question. Let's just get right into the nitty-gritty of this. Did Green Bay's Micah Parsons raise his game up to match the hype? The much-anticipated return to Jerry's World. Did Micah Parsons live up to his end of the bargain? So I've got diagnosis, kitty cat, and yoga. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make garlic potato knots is what we're going to make. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to mix the potatoes together with some pasta. Anyway, all right, so first of all, to answer the question, did Green Bay's Micah Parsons end up raising his game to match the stage that he was on? And the only answer, and you can't see me unless you're watching on the YouTube feed, is I'm shaking my head no. He did not. That was revenge. That was Micah Parsons' revenge. That was a statement that you want defense, you go to Green Bay, baby. The Packers are great defensively. You know what that was? A lot of cardio. That was a cardio game for Micah Parsons. He was doing Pilates out there. He wasn't really playing football. He was doing Pilates. Micah Parsons did more running around than actually making plays in this game, much to the chagrin of the television executives, who were not obviously happy with this, but the guy was number one in your program right there, Micah Parsons, number one. But number one. Unfortunately, 0 in the box score for 99.9% of this particular game, getting a pity sack. I called it a pity sack because if you were watching the game, it didn't really look like a sack. It didn't feel like a sack. It shouldn't have been a sack. But the Fugazi rules of the NFL, they gave Micah Parsons a sack with 4:49 to go in overtime. 4:40. Even Dak Prescott after the game was shocked. Like, you kidding me? They gave him a sack on that? That's ridiculous. But they did. So Micah Parsons did not raise his game. Now, we were not shocked by this. We thought the Packers would win. If you watched Benny versus the Penny, we certainly thought that the Packers were going to win this game by a wide margin. We did not have on our bingo card that the team from Wisconsin would be that pathetic defensively. Pathetic. Micah Parsons, we're talking about him right now. He did not elevate his performance in this game. Now, the NBC broadcast, if NBC was not showing Micah Parsons and then shoving him down your throat like your parents would make you eat vegetables when you were a kid, it was like a medicine situation here. Take the pill. I don't want the pill. Take the pill. I don't need the pill. Take the damn pill. I don't want the pill. You got to have the pill. You wouldn't even known Micah Parsons was out there. Every other snap was Micah Parsons this, Micah Parsons that. We knew what he had for breakfast. We knew what he had for lunch. We knew what time he took his bowel movement. We know everything about Micah Parsons. It was unbelievable. That's in-depth coverage there of Micah Parsons and his return to Jerry's World. Now, here is Micah Parsons, the man of the hour, who points out that he didn't really do all that well.
I'm pissed off. I'm very disappointed overall how we performed. I even told Jordan to the side, thank you for having our back today. That's why it's so pivotal that, you play complimentary football, because today Jordan played like the player he was, and we let him down. We didn't live up to the expectations on defense.
Well, there was a lot of huffing and puffing from Micah Parsons, stumbling and bumbling as well. So the Mallard diagnosis, the overnight talk radio diagnosis for Micah Parsons, chronic case of tight tuchus syndrome.
I'm a doctor.
Tight tuchus syndrome for Micah Parsons. Shrinkage, if you know what I mean. Parsons treated his return to Jerry's World just like a playoff game. And guess what? He played like it was a playoff game. He was nowhere out there. Nowhere to be seen. Got boxed up. He was neutered by the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons. Tossed into a boiling cauldron, if you will, here. Holy Toledo, he's bad. That's the highest paid non-quarterback in football. The guy blows. On that night, he sucks. Man, invisible man. The invisible man. And let's not bury the lead, my man. We won't bury the lead. The Green Bay Packers, who followed up a loss, a wake-up call. You lost to Cleveland because you were caught looking ahead. Wake-up call loss. Wake-up call loss to the Browns. And what do? You come back against a ragtag Cowboy team and play to a tie. The Green Bay Packers are frauds. The Green Bay Packers are frauds. Pathetic. And if I hear one more thing about, the Packers defense is so good, shove it up your ass. They suck. They allowed the Dallas Cowboys, without CeeDee Lamb, to put up 436 yards of offense, 40 points. 436 yards of offense, 40 points. And Dallas still tried to lose again. They had 11 penalties for 95 yards, handing multiple first downs to the Green Bay Packers. And then Jordan Love, he also tried to lose the game. As much as Micah Parsons was licking the toes of Jordan Love at the end. You talk about bad situational awareness by Jordan Love at the end of this game. Now, he also had problems in the pocket, bad pocket awareness. He was strip sacked on a fumble that handed the Cowboys a touchdown. But late in the game, my God, what a fraud the Green Bay Packers are. Total Fugazi team, the Green Bay Packers. My God. All right, now, on the other side of things, not the losing locker room, not the winning locker room, the other part of the tie here. So how does this tie play for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys? Right? This is all about Micah. It was all about Jerry Jones. Well, let's hear from Jerry Jones, and he felt bad for the people that like the Cowboys. He felt bad for the people that like the Cowboys. Take a listen.
There's nobody in here, obviously, that I'm going to let in any way I can put the loss part of the tie on them. I'm proud of this bunch. They competed their tails off in here tonight. They competed out there at the end when they were tired. I'm proud of them. And I thought we played well enough to win the game. I'm sick for these guys, sick for these players, sick for these coaches, and mostly sick for our fans that we didn't bring home a win. But I am proud of the way we competed tonight.
Well, it's good he's proud. There's a glitch at the end of that, but I'm glad that he's proud. It's nice that Jerry's proud of you. Okay. Here's more. Here's here's Jerry Jones on whether or not ties are necessary. Do we need ties in the NFL? Here's Jerry Jones.
I don't want to. That game was probably a great game for the NFL as far as a showcase for the game and competition because you had outstanding quarterback play. You had some very talented people out there playing. You certainly had one of the most expensive players in the history of the NFL out there playing. And so I guess everybody was going to take a look tonight and decide, is he worth all that?
Okay, so apparently not. That's a little backhanded shot there by Jerry Jones. But here's the deal. To answer the question, how does this tie and Micah Parsons return to Dallas play for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys? Well, it plays so Jerry gets to strut around like a banty rooster running around there. Cock-a-doodle-doo! That's Jerry Jones. Their chest puffed out. His team didn't drown in the cheese fondue they were supposed to drown in. They were supposed to go deep down into that cheese fondue and not be able to breathe there on Sunday night. And that's all it takes. Listen, the Cowboys didn't win the game. And if you don't win, you're a loser. But they were a touchdown underdog in this game. The gambling market had the Green Bay Packers winning by a wide margin. Vegas basically told the world in terms of this matchup here that the Cowboys were going to get a Wisconsin baptism in boiling cheddar. And that certainly did not happen in this game. And you say, well, Jerry Jones' defense, the Cowboys' defense could not have stopped a leaky faucet. That is accurate. In fact, how bad was it? The Green Bay Packers went 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals on their second half and overtime possessions. They had 5 possessions after halftime, 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. That's 5 scoring drives. My computer-like brain tells me 5 scoring drives. And I think that's all of the possessions, I believe. I think 5 for 5 of my math is correct on that. But Dallas still, despite that, ended up in a tie situation. And all that matters to Jerry Jones is that Micah Parsons sucked at a time he cannot suck, vindicating his trade of Micah Parsons. The guy's not a big game player. That's the argument when he was with the Cowboys. The guy disappears. He comes tiny in big spots, and that was what Micah Parsons did on this night. That's a perfect capsule of Micah Parsons as an NFL player. Total fraud. in big games. Total fraud. And Jerry Jones can walk around smiling from ear to ear and all that. And post-game, I saw some of the interview that Jerry did. We played a couple of clips there for you. But Jerry Jones, it was a kitty cat moment for Jerry Jones. He was like a Cheshire cat smile from ear to ear, just so happy. So happy, right? Gets to sit there in his luxury suite, look down at all this, waving to the cameras, knowing that he's on the NBC feed 20 times during the broadcast, and they can pump out some of his classic quotes like the gospel of Jerry's world and all that stuff. It's just great. And forget a tie, because that's a win, baby, for Jerry Jones. That is a win for Jerry Jones. And all you trash-talking people, you can't talk trash to Jerry Jones. Now, he literally said afterwards, in one of the quotes I saw, Dak, he said, is indispensable. Micah isn't. That's it. That's the end of the story there. So Micah Parsons was supposed to be Lawrence Taylor 2.0, was supposed to be that. When it mattered, you didn't see him. It's like, where did he go? I don't know. He's invisible. Where did he go? Maybe he's having a snack. I don't know where he went. Jogging around like he's stuck in molasses out there, the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Everything is bigger in Dallas. If you happen to see Jerry Jones' postgame interview, everything's bigger. Even the cold sore on Jerry's his lip there, very large. Very, very large there. Man alive, my God. It's all part of the circus, though. It's all part of the circus at Jerry's world there. The extra drama. It's got to eat it up. And wins, losses, or ties. Win, losses, or ties. They're just the backdrop. It's Jerry Jones doing performance art. That's what he does. This was a net positive for the Dallas Cowboys here. Why? Because the Cowboys did not embarrass themselves. They did defensively, but it didn't matter because the offense embarrassed the Green Bay Packers, who are total. Does anyone disagree with that, by the way? How can you disagree? The Packers are frauds. They lost to Cleveland. They gave the game to Cleveland away last week, and now they lose that in a game they had circled, the Cowboys. Pathetic. And so it's not the Cowboys that are a laughing stock. It's the Green Bay Packers. This is their time. They went for it. They went. We got Micah Parsons to give up 40 points in a big game that they had circled. Man. And now Jerry can crow about Micah Parsons being expendable and go on and on about that. No one's going to challenge him, not at this point.